Have you heard of the 4B movement that is so rampant right now on social media? And of course, it links to XRP. But we're going to get into that in our next video. But welcome everybody to Crypto Angles podcast number 57. Number 57. My name is Kelita Sahliah. If you are new, if you are not, then welcome. I am a mother, a real angel, and of course, I dabble in crypto, and this is why you are here. So, if you are new, over here we use the sky, basically astrology in combination with the crypto market. But as I said, it is the sky, so it is not the same as Western tropical astrology, and that is your own rabbit hole to go down. So, enjoy. But if you are new, the order of this video, we usually go through Gematria connections, but we'll do that on the next video. Then we'll check out we'll check out the astrological story of what's happening in the sky and how it may impact the crypto market. And then we'll check out the technical analysis for Bitcoin, XRP, and the DXY. So, welcome. Let's get into it. We are in April, and of course, this calendar is available if you would like it. Digital and physical copies are available, but let's get into it anyway. So, we are currently on the 28th of April 2024, and we're going into the 4th of May. Time is moving so fast. But what's happening this cycle anyway? If you are new or don't know, we are still within this full moon energy that has happened on the 24th of April 2024, and it was a pink moon in Libra. So the full moon energy or the moon energy usually lasts for 5 days before and 5 days after. So we are still in this full moon energy of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to give the transition basically into April. So first thing to note is that price up until, did I say April? May. Up until May, basically the beginning of May, price is getting ready to find its local resistance. So if you have been following the markets, you would have known or seen, especially with Bitcoin, that price has been retracing in the market. So ultimately, with this full moon energy, we want to see the clear resistance level that price is getting ready to find, and of course, because we are here in the 28th, price may have found it already. So do keep that in mind, especially if price, when we check out the technical analysis, if price wants to hover at that point and doesn't get any lower, that potentially could be the resistance. But we are in this energy up until, I'm going to say, with the transition, as I mentioned before, the beginning of May. Okay, literally the very beginning, the ending of April, beginning of May. Price, if it hasn't solidified its resistance level, or no, its support level, should I say, keep that in mind, because when it is the full moon, price likes to find its support level, and of course the energies last 5 days before and 5 days after. So we are still in that energy of price wanting to find its resistance level. So do keep that in mind. If it hasn't found it already, it may continue to find it up until the last days of April to the beginning of May. So keep that in mind. We also have had Mercury stationing direct, which I mentioned in my last video, And usually, especially when it comes to Bitcoin, we may have like downward momentum during Mercury retrograde, and then recovery after Mercury retrograde. So keep that in mind, because when it comes to the full moons, once once the market has found its secure support level, you can then long the market, or you can, DCA into the market. So keep that in mind as just keep that in mind as we go into the next astrological placement. So when it comes to Jupiter, we have on Sunday, today, Jupiter fully transitions into Taurus. This is important because Jupiter is the luminary or planet, depending on your point of view. I like to say luminary, but it's the luminary of expansion. So all it does is expand. But what is it expanding? Taurus. Oh, little confirmation burp there. Taurus representing the physical reality ultimately, but of course, because this is crypto, it's monetary and things of that nature. Taurus also represents money and love. But we're not covering love in this segment. Check out my Thursday video where I mention a little more of that, and when I talk even more detail on Jupiter entering Taurus, check that out for sure. But basically, money. Jupiter is this expansive element when it comes to monetary and the physical reality. So what I'm seeing with Jupiter entering Taurus, I am generally seeing the crypto market is going to begin to expand. Now, I am not saying it's happening from this point as I am doing this video. Okay, and forgive me, I do have a little bit of a blocked nose, so that's why I sound how I sound. But I'm not saying it's happening right now in this moment, because Jupiter is basically in Taurus up until like 2025, like summer or spring 2025. So it's in there for a minute, okay? It's in there for a while. But ultimately, when it comes to money and the qualities of Jupiter, which is expansion, I am seeing that the crypto market is inevitable to expand from this point and beyond. Okay? So, again, I'm not saying from this exact day, I am not saying that. However, in this period of time, from the rest of this year up until 2025 and like into 2025, whether that be spring or even up until summer, I am seeing expansion within monetary perspectives. Basically, that is what I am seeing. So we obviously had highs in the crypto market when it came to Bitcoin, which drove other currencies such as like the altcoins, like for example SHIB, Floki, Bonk, and things of that nature. Oh, excuse me, this nose. But they reached certain highs. They didn't pass their all-time high, not every single chart, but there was movement in the market. And of course, we are anticipating a retracement, which if you are following the technical analysis, you will see that a retracement is beginning to happen. However, we are generally entering in the energies of expansion with Jupiter entering Taurus. Okay, so I need you to know that when it comes to astrology, it doesn't happen on that day. it needs momentum to build up. This is why it's going from like 2024 into 2025. But for me, I'm seeing it as a confirmation of this beginning bull run that will soon happen, okay? Especially after this retracement, because Jupiter, though it's not biased, it will expand you in either direction. However, because it is in Taurus as well, personal lives, of course, are different. Check out my Thursday videos for personal lives. But when it comes to the crypto market and Taurus fueling love, which is covered on my Thursday lives, it's not important right now, but money, which is the most important, which is a part of the material reality, I am seeing expansion within that. Okay, I am seeing expansion. So we're retracing, which I generally feel will be a great time to just find its local support for continuation. But ultimately, from this point on, when it comes to crypto, I'm seeing expansion will be inevitable, basically. So the bull run will begin to happen as this particular placement will last until 2025 before it transits into Gemini, which will be a whole nother story, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Definitely give a like on the video, help you girl out. But we're also getting Venus in Aries. So Venus fuels Taurus. So again, Venus fuels Taurus, and the main aspects we want to acknowledge or be aware of at this moment in time is the monetary aspect, because the physical reality, monetary, is involved in that, and it's in Aries. So Aries is front house, it's first house, basically. It's this new passionate flame that is showing. So what I'm seeing is that when it comes to the crypto market, many people may be excited about it again. It may be this, though it's appeared many times on the world stage, would I say, many times if you're in any type of community, ultimately it's showing again first house. So for individual people, this may be you making it clear that you are involved in crypto, and when it comes to the world stage, it is so clear that crypto is a vital part of our existence right now, because it's connected to the blockchain, and the blockchain, when it comes to technology in itself, is going to be our whole new existence and reality. When I say our whole new, it's going to be an aspect of it. So I'm seeing, as Venus does cover money, the material, I'm seeing it's going to be noticeable, because Aries is first house. It's going to be noticeable, it's going to be passionate, it's going to be this new flame, or this reignited flame. So I am going to say, if you are caught up in social media, and people who probably don't even talk about crypto start popping up, so many things popping up, is because people are showing this first house when it comes to money. Okay? So keep that in mind. Do not follow people who don't even mention it and then they pop up about it, because that's your sign to potentially get out of the market. But that's a story for when it needs to be told. So do keep that in mind. And of course, we are going into May. So what is May bringing us. And this calendar is available, people. It's available on Etsy, and right now if you grab the digital copy, you can get the physical for free, okay, as long as you pay postage and packaging. So May, oh, this knows, we are having our third quarter moon, as well as Pluto stationing retrograde in, where is it stationing retrograde in? Capricorn. As I said, this is not mainstream astrology. This is what's happening in the actual sky above our motherfucking heads. Okay? So it's in Capricorn. And that's where it's stationed in retrograde. As well as we have Fortune or Fortuna in Pisces. So this, when it comes to the monetary or crypto, I'm not paying much attention to it. It may have an aspect, however, this third quarter moon, of course, and Pluto station in retrograde, I'm paying more attention to. So this third quarter moon, we will begin to transition into price finding its resistance. And if you have been following the technical analysis, you would have saw that price has begun to retrace. So there is a possibility, especially with this transition, as we enter into this new moon, no moon, which I will cover in more detail on the 5th of May. I will. But ultimately, price after this point, the beginning of May, the crypto market will begin to find its local resistance level. And if you have been following the charts, we'll see how it plays out, because the market has been retracing. Could we find our local resistance level during the retracement? And if that is our resistance, could we then go a little bit lower? So let's keep that in mind. But let's talk about Pluto, because this is a major one, what I'm seeing. Pluto is the luminary of death and restructuring, death and rebirth. It doesn't give a fuck. Basically, all it wants to do is give you what you want, to give the collective what it wants. It doesn't give it, it's not biased in that nature. It's like, okay, this is what you want, it's going to happen, basically. So when it comes to Pluto and the crypto market, Pluto is all about this death and rebirth and transformation. And as it's in Capricorn, Capricorn is about stability, foundations towards your long-term goals, and it's retrograding. So retrogrades offer a dotting the I's, crossing the T's of what wasn't able to do before. Basically, within yourself, your own cellular DNA, as well as the collective consciousness, it's now being able to have the capacity for those things that it didn't have the capacity to do before. Okay, that is the most vital part. Now, during this retrograde, it has the capacity, the cellular data, to do what it hasn't been previously been able to do before, because there was no capacity. You're moving forward. So retrogrades offer time. That's the best way I can put it. It offers time. And basically, Pluto being in Capricorn is getting ready to transfer or transform our stability, our foundations of our society. And of course, if you are here, cryptocurrency and blockchain technology in general will play a major role in the transformation of our society. So when it comes to the general crypto market, as it is beginning to retrace, what I am seeing is that it needs to retrace to a certain point, and we'll see that when we get into the technical analysis. but it needs to retrace in order for continuation to truly create a stable and solid foundation to reach our long-term goals. Our entire collective society, collective consciousness is transforming. Our reality is ready for a motherfucking transformation. Okay? So this Pluto retrograde is offering that. And what I'm seeing, as I said, with the crypto market, that comes as a retracement. It comes as a retracement, a solidified retracement, in order to find that support level so it can continue. Okay? But that's basically all that is happening this cycle, going from the end of April 2024 into May, with Jupiter, Venus, as well as Pluto stationing direct. So, if you did like this aspect, please give your girl a thumbs up, help your girl out, and let's get into the technical analysis. So, I still have my squiggle, and the same person that says you need to, what did they say? I don't even know. Well, I can't remember. What did they say? They said get leave price calls for people who can do TA, or for real people. I don't even motherfucking know. That same person also says don't trade squiggles. However, I'm gonna leave this squiggle there. Reason being, because just as we can see, this is a parallel channel, okay? And we traded into this parallel channel when it comes to Bitcoin, which was the last breakout zone. It was the last breakout zone. As you can see, it's like as it continued along, whether we want to acknowledge this area or as the parallel channel continues along, we've got this area at, what is it, 40 to 47k. It's in the 40k region basically. Could price potentially retest the top of this zone? Obviously we don't know, but I'm still keeping this squiggle here that I was told to not trade or to not look at, but I'm still keeping it here because I'm seeing we may not go as low as falling at the low end of this parallel channel, yet I'm keeping this here because if anything is to happen and we get a wick down, don't be alarmed. Even if we get a wick down into this level, don't be alarmed. However, I'm feeling a bit more confident, would I say, with price reaching back down to the top of the parallel channel, okay, which is at about, what's that, 45, about 45k, 45 to 46k, at a minimum. Like, I feel as the market makers do like to play with your emotions, that could be a potential of us reaching back down to that level. And if they want to play with our emotions even more, they may wick us, if it's a wick or a body candle, down into this parallel channel. But ultimately, even if that is to happen, whether we hover at this level, which is the 50 to 52k region, that's still okay. If we dip a bit lower to the high end of 40k, 47 to 49k, we're still hovering above this parallel channel. And personally, for me, though it may be frightening if you've got in at the top and you've thought, oh shit, damn, let me just get in it now. Personally, for me, if we were to retrace back down to this 50, mini confirmation burp, but this 50k 40k level or high end of 40k level, that would still be healthy, okay? And it's doing nothing but offering you a discount if you choose to participate in this, because ultimately it will still be creating higher lows, and that's something we need to pay attention to. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. Let's just take a deeper look into it. When it comes to the RSI, as you can see, we have been severely overbought right now, and we have dipped back below the 70k region when it comes to the RSI, and you can see that the little point, without putting my arrow there because it kind of hides it, it's getting ready to point a little bit up. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. We have had a retracement, so a little relief may be possible. And when it comes to the RSI, that could bring us back up to simply the 70k region before it gets rejected again. So it's interesting. And of course, with my video that I did with Leave the World Behind, I was like, oh, it's giving off signals of when crypto will surge. But I have to admit, Mama's still learning, and I say when it will surge, but ultimately there could be perfect dollar cost averaging opportunities. So you have your positions when it's getting ready to surge. So do keep that in mind. But that's what I'm seeing. We are, of course, when it comes to, let's take a look at the MACD before we look at the charts. So when it comes to the MACD, what I'm seeing is that the blue seems to be getting ready to cross over the red. So when that happens, you can anticipate much more downward momentum in the market. And of course, we're turning to the lighter green, kind of showing signals of getting ready to transition. But when we check the DXY, we will get a little bit more clarity. So do keep that in mind. And when it comes to this chart alone, I have to admit, let's just move the candle a little bit closer. I would like to see how Bitcoin personally does at this level. Will we drop a bit lower? Will we find support on this level and aim for continuation? Will we drop below this level, reach this zone, which is the 50k region, and find support there? Or will we drop lower and touch the parallel channel? As I said, personally, I feel the most healthiest aspect for the highest potential gains for continuation would be to at least retest this parallel channel. If we go into it, that's another story as we continue this journey. But I feel touching the top of this will be very healthy for the crypto market. But of course, we need to see how price responds at this level. A little relief may be possible. A little relief, but we want to see how low it will go. So ultimately, if we do get a little relief when it comes to what it's doing right now, just jump into the 4-hour time frame. If we do get a little relief, then so be it. But as you can see, we are currently underneath these EMAs. Are they EMAs or SMAs? I can't remember. Mama cannot remember. However, we're underneath it, but we are getting support of the luminary moving averages right now. So to me, it is showing a little bit of sign of weakness, but ultimately it's still its strength while it finds its support for continuation to the upside. So what I want to see, as we are, it seems as if we're struggling when it comes to Bitcoin to get past this point. Even if there is a little relief, how far will it go? But I am generally seeing a continuation of the retracement that has already happened, especially after some relief. We are underneath the luminary moving averages. Not the luminary, we're being supported by that, but we're underneath the EMAs or SMAs, which could cause more downward momentum. Looking at the 4-hour RSI, it seems as if there may be a little bit of hovering energy. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing when it comes to Bitcoin. I don't want to keep this too long, so let's jump to XRP. I thought I clicked the wrong one then. But let's jump to XRP. And yeah, when it comes to XRP, with the, oh, this is interesting actually, with the RSI, it's looking like more upward momentum is possibly there for XRP. However, if we are to go up, we could get rejected off of the 50, or it could be lower than this point. So do keep that in mind. And of course, Bitcoin moves the entire market, doesn't it? It moves the entire market, so how Bitcoin will move will determine the rest of the market. And right now, even if there's a potential of some relief, it seems like it's stuck at a resistance level. So this little relief that could come up, we could get some relief in it before we are rejected. Let's take a look at the MACD. So the MACD for XRP, this is definitely interesting because the blue is on top of the red, so that's kind of showing more upward momentum. When it comes to this green, it looks a little pathetic, especially when it comes to like this and this. So there may be a little upward momentum for XRP. However, though, this is kind of turning sideways. So it's like the way I'm seeing it. Oh, mini confirmation, but the way I'm seeing it is that if we do get a little relief on it, when it comes to the MACD and the RSI, price essentially is hovering and playing with that level it is at. Okay, especially because these two lines are more, they're not pointing upward, they're more like going long ways. I don't know the term for it, but long ways basically. So that's kind of showing me that if we are to get some upward momentum, a little bit of relief, I feel price may be jaggedy between the zones it's ready to be at. That's kind of what I'm seeing. And as I mentioned before in my past videos, when it comes to these wicks, that's kind of like where price is getting ready to fill out, but it doesn't usually fill the entire wick. It may come literally at the bottom of this parallel channel, maybe a little bit lower before it enters back into it. But after looking back and backdating, backtesting, the XRP price, even if it wicks down to that low, that's generally the lowest it's going to go. and experiences may come. That's the best way I can put it, where it may not be as low as where that wick was, but it gets close to it. So as you can see, but price just hovered at this level. We topped up, and then it seems like we're getting rejected. So I do just want to say, keep in mind, even if we come back down, either to retest the bottom of this parallel channel the XRP has, or this white line where that was the lowest point within this period of time. So of course it's not its all-time lowest point, but within this period of time. So do keep in mind, and we'll check the DXY pretty much now, but do keep in mind that when it comes to XRP, it doesn't fill the whole wick, but it may get close to it. So that's either the bottom of this parallel channel, a teeny bit below it, or where price has ended. But I am seeing, when it comes to XRP, this, what is it, 40 cents range could potentially be the lowest with XRP. And of course we do have these moving averages, and price pretty much is getting rejected off of that. So if we are to get that lower leg down, I'm not going to be surprised, I'm not going to be alarmed. It's simply an amazing buying opportunity. But mama is getting super tired, so let's look at the DXY to see. Oh gosh, you can see mama is tired. DXY, I typed in C. Let's take a look at the DXY, which is the dollar, because oftentimes, if you are new and don't know, the dollar and cryptocurrency can go opposite of each other. Okay, so this DXY this DXY, straight away I had this green line for time okay, of this potential measured move. I had that. It's not reached it yet, so we'll see. It may not reach it, or it may, but I'm going to leave that there until it's fully validated of it's not happening or it is happening. But what I am seeing when it comes to DXY, of course, there's more upward momentum when it comes to it, so that's telling me crypto will be more on the downside. We had a simple break and retest here, and price is clearly getting ready to break through this resistance zone, as it has been quite strong. So when the market opens, I like to see how it goes, of course, but especially if we can break past this zone, crypto will be retracing. Okay, but we're not quite there yet. However, this candle alone is showing strength, and when it comes to the daily, unlike the cryptos that we've looked at, Bitcoin and XRP, this price is above these moving averages and these EMAs or SMAs, whatever they are, moving averages. The price is above it. So it's kind of showing to me that it gained its support. You know, it was a little extended over here. It began to retrace and found its support on these moving averages, and now it has shooted off. It shooted off after it's found its support. So I've still got, of course, this green line as a target, which is basically this 106 to 107 region. So we'll see how price responds to that, but it is seeming more like upward momentum, However, I do want to keep in mind we may also get rejected at this level. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing when it comes to MACD. This is interesting. We have entered into the red zone. The moving averages have crossed. So I don't know. I'm kind of seeing this cycle may be more of a slower cycle. So do keep that in mind, whether that's price hovering and going horizontal at a certain level, or if it's like wanting to fully experience that. And I feel like I shifted realities right there. But it's seeing ultimately if price can push past this zone. And I feel, let me just look at my mouse. I feel if price can pass this 106 zone and close a candle above it, then that is definitely more continuation to the upside. Okay, but of course, we're not at that point right yet. We are not, but price is clearly being supported, so we'll see how it all goes. But that's basically what I am seeing for this cycle and with the technical analysis. Do give your girl a thumbs up if you found any of this interesting. Let's see where the resistance level is going to solidify, and once after that point we can continue on when it comes to either DCAing or simply just investing. But of course, I am not a financial advisor and I am not giving financial advice. Do you? Do you? There's many people out there. Find someone who you're comfortable with. But with that being said, Mama needs to sleep. And I hope this brought something to you. Give your girl a thumbs up. And of course, I will see you in Crypto Angles podcast number, is it 57? Number 57. But with that being said, do let me know your thoughts. Definitely grab the calendar, people. Get the physical and digital copies and let me know your thoughts. I'd love to know. Constructive criticism at that, not nonsenseness. And please do show me if you would like your own technical analysis on where you're seeing Bitcoin may go, which of course will inevitably control the rest of the market. But with that being said, I will catch you in Crypto Angles podcast number 57. Have a lovely day and Angel out. Bye.